Hello friends, and welcome to another video. It's me, Miley, and today I have a video for you all about my journey with weight, body positivity, health, exercise, eating right, eating not right, losing 40 pounds, gaining 40 pounds back, what I'm trying to freaking do to hold myself together and be okay with who I am and how I look, and fight against freaking gender norms that have been established for decades upon decades upon decades from misogynistic people who think that women should be defined by the way that they look. No, I disagree. All that to say, I'm gonna talk about all that in this video, so let's get into it. Okay, so first of all, yes, I lost 40 pounds about a year and a half ago, maybe. And then yes, gained that 40 pounds back. And I'm currently listen, I have been in like a months long struggle of, I'm at the 40 pound gained mark, right? I'm at my heaviest. So for the past like 6 months, maybe, I've lost 5 pounds, gained 5 pounds back, lost 5 pounds, gained 5 pounds back. It's kind of been ridiculous how legitimately I will hit the 5 pound mark and be like, okay, it's time to eat crap again. But before I get into the story time of when I lost the weight, when I gained it back, what I feel about all the things that have to do with that journey, I want to start at the very beginning because I feel like I've wanted to do a body positivity video for a long time, but I've been kind of afraid to do it just because, number one, it's very vulnerable talking about weight, and especially when you're not happy with your current weight. But I want to be real and I want to just kind of tell you guys my story. But my story actually starts from as soon as I can remember being aware of my body. And pretty much every girl goes through this. You hit a point where you start comparing yourself to other girls in your class. I mean, sometimes in like freaking kindergarten, or even younger, girls are conditioned to think about their bodies and compare their bodies and pit each other against each other. And we're not going to get into all the bad things that I think come with the construct that is gender, even though I could do a whole freaking video on all my views on that and I would probably get super fired up and you guys would be like, unsubscribe, she's a freak. Just kidding. You'd probably be like, yes, I agree. I hope that's how you'd be. But I'm not going to talk about that today. I'm just going to talk about my personal experience growing up and always being aware of what my body looked like, how it compared to my friends' bodies, and just always being super hyper aware of the size of my thighs, the size of my stomach, my double chin. Like, I have a very round face and I got a double chin. Even when I was like 130 pounds in high school, I had a double chin. Like, that's just the way my body is made. All this to say, weight, the way my body looks has always been a preoccupation of mine. And I know that that story is not unique. And it just sucks because you look back with hindsight and it's like, look at you in pictures. I looked great. Like, even if I was chunky, I would have looked great. It's not about the way that I look. You are your own person and you have so many amazing character qualities about you, and there is no one else in the world like you, but you are so preoccupied with something as silly and fleeting as what your body looks like. Ugh, I wish I could go back and talk to that girl. All that to say, it's always been an insecurity of mine. Join the club, am I freaking right? Even when I was at my skinniest, I thought my body needed to look different, and that's just really sad, you know? I never really struggled with massive weight gain until after college, even though I still had a horrible opinion of my body and thought that I needed to lose weight when I didn't. Really, after college was when a lot of things in my life changed, and I relied way too heavily on food to make me feel better and keep me entertained and all the things that you shouldn't allow food to do. I was in a dependent relationship with food. I was codependent in a very unhealthy way. And it all really started because Eric and I, when we very first got married, in our house that we were redoing, which you can go watch the full story all about that up here in the eye, it wasn't finished yet. So for the first 6 months of our marriage, we lived with my grandparents. So we didn't really have our own kitchen. We started a very unhealthy routine of eating out almost every single night. And that very quickly turned into me gaining weight. So I reached a place about a year and a half 2 years ago, I would say, where I was just super unhappy and like, I've got to do something. I had started so many diets and failed so many diets. I had done Weight Watchers a few times and it hadn't worked. I had tried so many times to make a change and it just wasn't working. Nothing I was doing was working, and I was continuing to gain weight and feel so insecure and so bad about myself. And so it all kind of kickstarted for me in a positive way when my mom, actually, who has been through a lot of the same struggles as me, something snapped in her and she lost about 30 pounds, I think, and was exercising almost every day, eating really healthily, doing great. And I just saw the change in her. She was super, super energetic and more positive. She had like a go-getter attitude. And my mom has always been like that, but it just like enhanced everything about her confidence. You could tell she was so much more confident. She loved trying new things. It just extended beyond like her feeling better and having more energy to her being more willing to put herself out there totally. And I 100% saw that change in her. And I was like, okay, we have both struggled together with this my entire life. And if she can do it, I can freaking do it. She totally inspired me and motivated me to do it. And not like in a, Miley, you need to lose weight or anything like that. It wasn't really even her using words to motivate me. It was I was seeing the change in her and it motivated me independently. Like, it was very much like actions speak louder than words. I could see her life and the way that it really changed and she transformed. And the least important part about that was how her body actually looked. It was all the other side effects that come with that weight loss that she went through that really made me go, I want that. And so it really kicked my butt into gear. And I thought, okay, you know what? I'm going to actually try this. Okay, before I continue with this story, I do want to just take a quick second to say, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel because it really does help me out. All right, back to regularly scheduled programming. I gave myself one rule, and my one rule throughout my whole weight loss process that worked, how I lost 40 pounds, was I didn't think about, I'm going to exercise this many times a day. I didn't think about, I'm going to eat this many calories. I didn't think about, I'm going to never eat sweets again or not let myself eat this giant list of foods. No, my one rule for myself was, in this journey that I'm taking very seriously and I'm going to really give it the best try I've got, my one rule is I'm not going to make myself feel bad. And that was my mantra, you guys. I told myself that at least 50 times a day. Like, that might be a little bit of an exaggeration. And I can't tell you how transformative that mindset was of, I had made myself feel bad about the food choices I was making, the non-exercise choices I was making, the lifestyle choices I was making, essentially my whole life. From when I was a kid and just comparing myself to others and making myself feel bad for the way that my body naturally looked, to when I really put myself in a hole and developed a problem and unhealthy eating habits and unhealthy exercise routines or lack thereof and unhealthy brain mindsets. I made myself feel bad every single freaking day of my life, it felt like. But this journey was different because I was intentionally making the choice to not make myself feel bad. And so a switch just flipped in my brain. And for some reason, at that point in time, I was able to establish something that worked. I would just limit my portion size. I would try to focus on the quantity and lowering whatever the food may be. That didn't matter as much. I was just more focused on not eating as much food and really honing in, listening to my body, listening to my stomach tell me when it's full. I was not perfect. I ate sweets. I ate things that were bad for me. Carbs, freaking bread is my favorite food on the planet, and I still ate some bread. But I was just making smarter decisions. They weren't perfect decisions, and they weren't revolutionary, super health nut crazy decisions. I was just eating normal food that I liked and limiting my quantities, trying to listen to my body tell me when it was time to stop eating, kind of intuitive eating, if you will. And I was exercising almost every day, but literally this is what I was doing. After work, I would go to the gym, and now it's after work, I go home to my home gym where I have a treadmill. I'd hop on the treadmill and I'd walk. I would really work myself up. So at the beginning, I started doing 20 minutes, and that's all I did, just of walking, okay? Walking, that's it. I would put my YouTube videos on my phone, prop it up on the treadmill at the gym, and I was living my best life. It was a way to decompress after work and my long day and enjoy some mindless entertainment on YouTube and get some light exercise in. And the more I did it, the longer I found I could go and the faster speeds I could go. So I hit a point after months and months and months of going to the gym almost every single day after work and walking a full hour. I was feeling great about myself, and more so than feeling great about my body and where I was with looks, even though I could tell, especially by the clothes, that was probably the most powerful part of the body transformation, was understanding, not really seeing the change as much as I probably should have, but at least seeing the change in the size of the clothes I was wearing was super powerful. But take away the actual body change part, the thing that made me feel the best and that was the most transformative about the process of losing 40 pounds was the way I freaking felt. I felt so much more energized. I felt happier. I felt more confident. But let me tell you about what happened after that. So I will say, I did not make myself feel bad, but I think that my weight loss journey, the first time, I was way too preoccupied with the number on the scale. And I have OCD. Did you know that about me? If you've been watching my channel at all, you definitely know, or know me as a human at all, because I talk about it all the time. It's probably annoying, but it's my truth. So I have OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. So you could probably assume that when I am on a weight loss journey, I probably get obsessive about certain things that go along with that journey, like the number on the freaking scale. I did get too obsessed with the number. I did restrict myself probably to an unhealthy degree sometimes. And I didn't set myself up in the best possible way that I could for long-term change. And I don't want to say that I did a bad job and that I didn't do it the way I should have done it, because there was so much good about my 40-pound weight loss. So I don't know what the heck happened, and I could probably meet with a therapist and break it down in some shocking and revelatory way. But literally the second I hit 40 pounds lost, I threw it all out the window. I started eating bad things, and it became a struggle at that point. Instead of oh yay, I'm celebrating 40 pounds, it was I gotta keep it. I gotta hold it. And it became hard. It became very, very, very hard. And I became very unmotivated. I started eating all the junk food I could ever eat. I started some freaking binge eating and just bad health things. So now I'm at a point where I'm about 35 pounds gained back. I've lost about 5. And I'm trying to, one of the reasons I'm filming this video is I've been stuck in a rut, and I'm trying to really reflect and think about the journey the first time and how I can implement the things that really worked and try to change the things that didn't work. So I think, and this is real-time realizations here, so please comment below if I'm getting this completely wrong and I need some encouragement that I don't realize. But I think number one, the most important thing for me is I need to go back to that mantra of I am not going to make myself feel bad. This journey is about getting more energy. It's about feeling more confident. It's about adding to the longevity of my life by making healthier choices. It's not about my shirt size. It's not about my pant size. It's not about the number on the scale. It's not about the way my body looks in the mirror or my body looks compared to XYZ. It's not going to be the perfect journey, but if I really stick to it and try my best to listen to my body again, do some intuitive eating, and just try to make healthy choices to limit my quantity, but not restrict myself super hardcore. And honestly, if I can get on that treadmill every single day, that's just gonna be, not every single day, but you know what I mean, as much as I can, I think that's gonna be a really good way to get my mental health in check as well as my physical health. So all this to say, I'm kind of rambling here at the end. That's my story of how I lost 40 pounds and then gained it all back. I'm not perfect, And I'm going to continue to not be perfect, but I'm going to try my very best along the way. And that's really all I can expect from myself. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.